Hello, welcome to a road video. I did this video coming from Knoxville. I started it at this bridge on Interstate 75, which is the bridge across the Clinch River. To the right, I don't know exactly how many miles, but not far, is Norris Dam. That bridge is located just a short piece from the exit to the new city of Rocky Top. It's a beautiful day. I did this video, I'm just guessing, because I had it on my hard drive and I didn't know what to really do with it. And I thought, well, I might as well just post the complete thing for people who like to watch these road videos. If you're planning a trip in this area, right now we're in Anderson County, getting ready to come up on the exit of Rocky Top. They haven't changed the signs yet on Interstate 75. It's still called Lake City. But shortly on the other side of Lake City, or Rocky Top, we'll be going out of Anderson County into Campbell County. There's two exits to Rocky Top or Lake City. There's my telephone. Hello. We're getting ready to come up on, that's pretty informal audio. We're getting ready to come up on the first exit to Rocky Top, Lake City. There's two, well, let's see. While I was talking, we passed the first exit, and this is the second exit. This exit, there's two excellent exits going north and going south at Rocky Top. And those exits should be able to handle any traffic they have in Rocky Top. And those exits have been there for years. Somewhere around here we're going into Campbell County. I don't know exactly where it's at on the interstate, but up Highway 63, it's just a short piece out of Rocky Top, Lake City. To the right down here, they used to have a way station, and they closed it a few years ago, so it no longer exists. This is a heavily traveled interstate. It's the major route from the north to the south. And when the 1982 World's Fair in Knoxville opened, it was a steady stream of tour buses down this interstate coming into Knoxville for the 1982 World's Fair. During the 1982 World's Fair, I started out working in at the World's Fair. I worked in the operations building during the months that the fair was open. I started out in a section called World's Fair Information Radio, and we broadcast information that was rebroadcast or transmitted on some of the interstate transmitters. We didn't have as big of a traffic problem as they thought they would have. So after about a month of operations, we closed that radio station, and most of us that worked in that radio station had a lot of contact with tour buses. So for the remainder of the World's Fair, I worked in the operations department handling tour buses coming into Knoxville. And we had a bunch. The Knoxville 82 World's Fair was just about the last successful World's Fair in the United States especially. They had one in New Orleans after, I think it was New Orleans, after the 1982 World's Fair. And the one they had before Knoxville had theirs was in Spokane, Washington. And I happened to live in Spokane when I was in the military out there several years ago. We're in Campbell County, and we're getting ready to come up on the exit to Cove Lake, Highway 63, and the road to Jacksboro and LaFollette. Both of these exits need some improvement, and I've been told that it's in the plans. Now, don't hold me to any of this. I'm just, reiterating stuff that I've heard. I have no official information or anything like that. But someone told me that they were going to redo these exits. And anybody that lives around this part of Campbell County will say that needs to be done. So we'll be exiting down here at the Caryville exit. That's the 134 and Cove Lake. If you followed my videos, you know that I have several videos in and around this area. So if you've watched those, you're probably seeing things that you have already seen. The difference being, some of the earlier videos that I did with a regular JVC camcorder, and this video is with a GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition. And that's about all I use anymore, is this GoPro. It has quite a few settings on it. So many that occasionally I'll get a setting that I use which is not appropriate for what I'm doing. This setting right here is 1080 times 60 feet per second, or not feet, frames per second, 60 frames per second. And it's on the wide setting. There's one other setting. You can put it on super wide, and you can also change the frames per second. I usually shoot it at 60, just in case I want to slow it down. The higher your frames per second rate, the better slow motion effect you can get. Of course, I'm not going to use any slow motion effects on this video. Up here To the left is the entrance to the Cove Lake State Park. And this, we just went across a bridge, and we're going to cross another bridge. You can see to the right, that's Cove Lake, which has its own small dam down there to the right. And sometimes when Norris Lake is at a certain level, that dam will completely be covered over by Norris Lake, and the two lakes become one. They installed a traffic light up here. We're still in Caryville. They installed this traffic light because they have a grammar school and a vocational school out there. You go to the right there, you go down through Jacksboro on the old highway. But when school let out, they were having some problems getting out on the main highway, so that's the reason they put that traffic light there. And this is a long stretch of highway that will go into Jacksboro. This video, by the way, is about 30 minutes long. If you've watched very many of my road videos, you will see that the weather is usually clear. And that was not planned. We have some beautiful weather. I've said many times that in this area, occasionally we'll have some extreme weather, but overall, we have some pretty good weather in this area. Some people say that the mountains there to the left blocks some of the weather, and I don't know how true that is. To the left is the Jacksboro Middle School. We're in the city of Jacksboro, which is the county seat of Campbell County. The courthouse is to the right over there. At the traffic light down here, you turn left, and there's a road. I did a video, but I wasn't satisfied with it. I think I had my settings wrong. I'm going to have to redo it. But if you turn left here at the traffic light, you'll go through Eagle Bluff Springs, and then you can go across the mountain all the way up to Royal Blue on the old Kentucky Road, which is not paved, and I would not advise going up through there unless you had a four-wheel drive. And I definitely would not go up in there if it was raining or snowing, even if I had a four-wheel drive. We're still in Jacksboro. And to the left up here is a shopping center. This highway is a heavily traveled highway, and from about 3:30 until about 5:30 in the evening, especially around 3:30 when the high school up here lets out, the traffic is pretty heavy through here. We're still in Jacksboro. You can see that some of the trees still have their color. So this was not long ago. This was just a few days ago. There's a business there to the right, an optometrist, a friend of mine. They've just opened up a beautiful business there. They've moved from one location to another location. To tell you the truth, I think we are in LaFollette now. I hate to sound so dumb, but I guess I am. Uh, I come up through here so many times that where Jacksboro begins and LaFollette begins or whatever, and they're building a new Weigel's over there. It doesn't seem important to me, so I never notice. I notice the sign, but I forget every time where it's at. Now on the other end of town, I know exactly where that one's at because that one's near an area that I travel more than down through here. You can see that we have an abundance of automobile supply stores and fast food stores. We have just about all of the fast food chains along this strip of highway. And I can remember when this highway was a two-lane road and there was nothing but fields on either side and some traffic. But when Interstate 75 opened, it was a ghost town through here. I mean, there was absolutely no traffic. And now it's heavy. I always attribute it to a bedroom community. There's quite a few people that live up here, that work in Oak Ridge and Knoxville. But other than that, this is one of the top retirement areas in East Tennessee due to Norris Lake. There's a lot of beautiful homes out there on Norris Lake. One of these days I'm going to get in a boat and I'll show you. Stopping here at Murphy to fill up my automobile. But there's a lot of people who have retired that moved into Campbell County out on Norris Lake. Norris Lake is one of the prettiest and cleanest lakes in the TVA chain. And if you've never been there and you're ever in this area, it would be worth your while to go out there and look around because it's beautiful. And we have some Class A boat docks in the area. So if you like water sports in the summertime, Norris Lake is the place to be. When spring comes, you start noticing most of the automobiles have Ohio and Kentucky plates because a lot of people from Ohio and Kentucky come to Norris Lake for the summer vacation. And quite a few have moved to this area after they retired. So it's a retirement community. Look at that sky. I've been running into a problem with my GoPro, and it's me, it's not the camera. For some reason, let me try this again. For some reason or another, when I mount the GoPro on my dash, pointing it through the window, I get clearer video than when I put it. I have a unit that I place on my truck to where I can put that GoPro out there on the hood. I don't know if it's I need to turn the audio portion of the camera off. I just don't know what it is. But I've been trying to figure it out, and eventually I will. Because, look, gasoline, $2.61 a gallon. And this was, I'd say around the 15th of November, give or take a day or two. Eventually I'll get that figured out and see what I'm doing wrong. Because I don't like doing it on the dash because that GoPro has got such a wide field of vision that it picks up the dash. Now I could pull it up into an editor and make the image smaller, but I don't like to do that because I always feel like it loses quality when you do that. To the right is the Campbell County Comprehensive High School, who has an excellent football team, and they went to the playoffs this year. They have played some fantastic football. They've got a good program going for them up there, and hopefully it will continue. As we continue on, this is 25W. This was called the Dixie Highway years ago. It was let me get my ducks in a row now. I've been around so long, I can remember things that other people cannot remember. To the left is a 2-lane highway, and that was part of Highway 25W, which was Dixie Highway, and I can remember when they built this highway. So I can remember both. So this is 25W, but it's not the old 25W. That's off to the left, and it's a 2-lane highway. But I can remember when they were constructing this road right here. And we've always called it the 4-lane because we had a 2-lane, and it was easier to say, well, they went down the 4-lane. Can't help it if we're colloquial. Comes with the territory. People who are listening to this video that live around here, they know exactly what I'm talking about. But I didn't want to put music on this thing because I'd have to worry about copyrights and all that. And rather than, you didn't want to hear my truck road noise. And I think I had the fan on inside, but anyway, it was just irritating. A lot more irritating probably than I'm irritating you, but you can always turn it down. But rather than to put music on this, I thought I would just jabber. To the left, well, I don't know what I was going to tell you about going to the left over there. It, goes over into a community. We're in LaFollette. That's all I can tell you. It's a busy little town. It's not as little as it used to be. It's a pretty good sized town. There's a Sonic. Like I say, we've got all the major fast foods we have. That business to the left there used to be the Oldsmobile dealership years and years ago. Used to be a gas station on the right-hand side there. I can remember all this area back in the 50s. I've lived in LaFollette. We moved to LaFollette from a mining camp up across that mountain to the left. There's the First Baptist Church, LaFollette. There's the zip bus. We moved from a mining camp. It was before the Second World War ended. My dad were coming right down through the main drag of LaFollette. And you've seen this in parade videos and everything. But my dad went to work at Oak Ridge, and we moved to LaFollette I don't know the exact year, but it was before the war ended in the 40s. And then when the Second World War ended, we moved back to the mining camp across across that mountain that you see to the left. And then in about 1947, we moved back to LaFollette, and I've lived in LaFollette since then. Of course, I've lived in Campbell County my whole life. Other than what time my wife and I were in the military. I was stationed, I started out at Lackland. I went to Keesler Air Force Base. I went to West Palm Beach Air Force Base. I went to Orlando Air Force Base. Then I got out and stayed in the reserves for a while and re-enlisted and went to Spokane International Airport. From there I went to Oxnard Air Force Base in California. And from California I went to Karamazov, Turkey. And I came out of the military in '66. To the left up here is the new post office. It's across the street from the LaFollette Middle School. The LaFollette Owls Middle School used to be the high school. This is the second high school that I remember. The old LaFollette High School was downtown, and when they opened the comprehensive high school, that became the junior high. To the left used to be a company called Imperial Reading. I think that was the name. It was a shirt factory. They manufactured shirts, and now it belongs to DeRoyal Industries. I think we're about ready to end this video. I hope you enjoy watching the area, especially if you have made plans to come into this area, or you're going to take a vacation and you want to come to an area where you can really see some beautiful scenery. And Norris Lake is no more than 30 minutes from just about any spot that you've seen on this video. And in the summertime, when Norris Lake gets up into the tree line, it is just absolutely spectacular. There's one of the major lines coming across from Norris Dam. So, thank you very much for watching my videos on YouTube. I enjoy doing these. Road videos are easy because there's no editing if you just let it run the way I'm letting this run. It's kind of a lazy way to do a video, but at least you can see what the area looks like. And I'm going to end this video at this point. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.